help getting jobs. So they Googled what are good job readiness programs for people in poverty, and that's how they found Cincinnati Works. They just found it by Googling best program in the country. That's what they came up with. And they researched it and really embraced the philosophy and really liked it. So the interesting piece was, this is about 7 years ago that this was taking place. Well, there was no Wi-Fi in the shelter at the time, and there were no laptops. I was the editor of the Mercury, and they knew one of them knows me and knew who I was, so called me and said, do you have any computers that we could use at the Mercury? So for 5 years, they came across the street to the Mercury, took people from the shelter 1 night a week into our building. I let them in downstairs, and they would work on our laptops and use our Wi-Fi, and they did job search, resume writing, mock interviews, and helped people get jobs. So that's how, it's kind of an interesting connection.
Right,
That's how
right.
I became involved. And they really embraced it, and really embraced the work, and really embraced the mission, and felt very strongly about it. So then they went out to Cincinnati and sort of explored what it would be to open their own nonprofit, and decided they wanted to do that. So Wendy, the shelter manager here, wrote a grant application to the Salvation Army. Salvation Army gave a startup grant. That was 1.5 years ago. At that exact time, I was leaving the Mercury, and so I became involved with them as a volunteer, and then they hired me as the only staff person. And that's how it came here. We say we're a program of the Salvation Army, but we're really,
But you're a separate 501c3.
we're not though. We're not a separate 501c3.
You're not. Okay.
No, and it's a little sticky sometimes because it's the Salvation Army. That's who we are. But we're not. I always say we're not a Salvation Army program that came to Pottstown. We're a Pottstown program that came to the Salvation Army. That's the way I describe it, and I think that's probably the best way. We're not